Love it or hate it, AI is being integrated into the modern world at a startling rate. And now, Wilson have introduced the latest golf AI innovation. They recently invited me to try out their brand new AI club fitting system, which in just 5 shots analyses your swing, and based on that data, the AI will suggest what it thinks will be your ideal combination of club head, lie angle, shaft type, flex, and length. Club length, that is. So, how does this system work, and is it actually any good? I'd love to hear what you think of the fitting session. I'm less keen to hear what you think of my dodgy swing, but I know you're going to roast me in the comments anyway, so fill your boots.
So we're going to use Wilson Fit AI, so I'm going to run you through how we use the new technology this year into an iron fit. Right-handed?
Right-handed.
Right-handed. How often are you playing golf at the minute?
I'd say play frequently.
Frequently. Do you keep score?
Yeah.
Competitively?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Current handicap or score you're shooting?
17 is my handicap.
17. So goal for you, are you looking at breaking 90, breaking 80?
Breaking 80.
Breaking 80 is the goal. What's the most important thing for your irons? Are you kind of looking for a bit more distance and forgiveness, or a bit more control and workability?
Control, I think, at this point.
Control, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you prefer a head with a lot of offset, or do you prefer less offset when you put the club behind the ball?
Less offset.
Less.
Yep.
How tall are you?
6 foot.
6 foot. Right, let's do a wrist to floor. So 36 and a half. 36 and a half. And then what's the current grip size you're using on your golf clubs?
It's quite big, so it's regular, but with 4 bits of tape around it.
Okay,
so,
no problem.
Yeah.
So this will just pull through whatever we kind of tell it with the grip size,
Yep.
and what will change is when we go through to the final stages of the build, is it will show grips available in that size. There is also an option to add wraps tape, so we can do that as well. That's not a problem. So we get it the same.
Cool.
Right, so we're good to go. You've had a quick warm up,
Yep.
so we're going to jump straight in. We're looking for 5 swings.
Okay.
Okay.
5 swings. Okay.
So what you're using there is it's a Wilson Fit AI. We call it Control Club. So the sensor and the app algorithm is built to know exactly the length, the loft, the lie, the flex, and the shaft of that golf club.
Yep.
It's not one that you can buy. It's just a control club for us. So it
ya.
makes it a bit more neutral. So when you're gripping this, if you just grip it below the white line, the top white line on the grip,
Yep.
so you're making sure you're holding the golf club and not the sensor,
Got ya.
you'll be good to go.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so we don't necessarily need the quad there, but we'll leave it there for now.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, that was a pure one.
Lovely.
That was a better one. That was a thin slice, but let's see what the algorithm does with that. Will it, if there's ones that are kind of like too inconsistent, will it go, that's not consistent enough, do it again?
No, the sensor's basically working out how the golf club moves around your body.
Yep.
So if in theory it's a constant misstrike,
Yep.
that will tell the algorithm that golf club that you're swinging is no good.
Right.
And we'll figure out why it's no good, whether it's the lie angle, whether it's the length. So constant thin shots might be that club for you in your hand is a bit too short.
Got ya.
And therefore it's probably going to recommend something a bit tall, bit longer for a
Makes
taller
sense.
person. So it is quite clever. Strike and ball flight is a little bit, not as important for this bit. It's more just the sensor's picking up, and you'll see on the next screen
Yep.
what some of the data points that the sensor is picking up to be able to, give you a recommendation. So.
That was heavy. I don't think I could have hit 5 worse shots personally.
You had one good one in there.
I had one good one.
So fit and complete, and these are the shots that we're going to select.
Yep.
The algorithm's now going to analyse those and show us a recommendation. So this is the bit of the techie data screen that the sensor's producing. So the sensor itself can produce 12,000 data points in your golf swing. So just quickly going through it's a lot of techie stuff on here. So the first graph we come across is an accelerometer. It's measuring peak acceleration in the golf swing. That spike being impact. The second one is the gyroscope. So inside the sensor, there's 3 gyroscopes that measure those 3 planes of movement. The orange line on there is the hand path. The blue line is your wrist hinge, and then the green line is your club face closure rate, and it's how that's working throughout your backswing, downswing, impact, and then follow through. And then some of the data points that we've picked up using shaft loading, so it's measuring peak acceleration, which is relevant to that kind of first chart that we saw, the max rotation degrees per second, your wrist hinge. This is shown as a percentage, so on the backswing, 0% is at the ball, and 100% is the top of the backswing. So you apply the most amount of wrist hinge 35% of the way back, so a little bit early.
Okay.
These aren't to say they're right or wrong, or you need to be 50 or you need to be 60. It's just analysing what you are. So, and then the downswing is the opposite way around. So 0 is top of the backswing, 100 is back at the ball, so you unload 84% of the way back down.
Yep.
Club face closure rate is on the same scale, so your club face starts closing down 72% of the way down, and then the rate it closes at, and then finally the swing timing, so it's just purely timing the backswing, downswing for a total time and delivered as a tempo. So when I press next now, it's then going to pop up a recommendation. So it's recommended for us Dyno Power Forged, KBS Tour Light and Stiff. It is giving us a graphite option as well. Standard length, 2 flat, standard grip size. I don't know how that suits to where you've already currently got, but what we're going to do now is we're going to build that one.
Yep.
To see how it performs.
Yep.
And what tweaks we may or may not need to make to be able to improve it, whether it's to change a shaft or change a length or change a lie angle. We're gonna test that now. So let's build that.
Perfect.
And then we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
So that is Dyno Power Forged, KBS Tour Light and Stiff, 2 degrees flat.
Okay.
So now's the time. I'll leave the phone on the side now, and now we're going to start, having a play and see if we can improve that performance. What tends to be the typical bad shot of your irons?
The big old open slice.
Slice to the right, yeah.
Yeah.
High to the right or low to the right?
Normally a high, horrible one.
And are you currently having lessons?
No.
Okay.
No. Generally, what I've been actually trying to do is really work on taking the right-hand side out of play, which has been working really well, which has meant that my bad shot is left, but my natural bad shot, like what my body wants to do, is to kind of send it right kind of thing. So this is standard as well, yeah?
This is standard length.
Standard length, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is the pressure of on camera as well sometimes. It just screws you up.
Lovely.
That's better.
How was that?
Yeah. That was
Good, that.
That was a nice pure one.
174.
Yeah.
It's good. How does it feel?
It was nice when I'm putting a strike on it. It does feel nice. It doesn't feel particularly heavy. It feels a little bit lighter in my hand compared to my other club, my standard club. It feels a little bit short. I feel like I'm going down a bit, but
okay. Hit a couple more, and then we'll let's test that, because that'll be interesting to see. We'll put you in something longer. Feels like you're like reaching down for it a little bit.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit like that.
Right, let's change that. We'll stick with the same shaft. We're just going to change the length of it.
Okay, cool.
So same KBS Tour Light and Stiff, just longer.
That's more of the shot state that I'm trying to gain.
Straight away, does that feel easier, better, worse, similar?
Yeah, better.
Better, yeah.
Yeah.
Having that bit extra length.
Yeah. Half inch is nothing, is it? But to me, I don't feel like I'm. Yeah.
Ball flight, and that's much better, isn't it?
Exactly. It's launching much higher. Like from my personal game, I never feel comfortable if I've got to hit a full shorter club. I much prefer to stand over a 7 or a 5 iron and rip it.
Let's quickly tweak the lie angle.
Yep.
I've just noticed that your current set is, I think, 1 degree upright from standard, isn't it? I think. There you go.
It's up.
Give that
Cheers.
Give that a whirl.
Yeah, it's
nice swing.
One. Nice and soft off the face when I do strike it. And that's the kind of flight and carry that I'd want to see with a 7 iron.
Yeah.
With it when I do it, 160ish. I'm happy with that, and enough height on it that it's going to come.
How does
down.
the weight of that feel?
That feels really nice. This one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That feels lovely.
Yeah, lovely that.
So in terms of how this is set up, when you ask about the weight, would you say that this is heavy, or on the heavy end of the spectrum, on the light end of the spectrum?
KBS Tour Light's definitely on the lighter end for steel.
Yep.
Which in turn will then make that head feel probably a little bit heavy, or heavier.
Yep.
The only thing I'm going to do now is we're going to quickly. I'm quite happy with the way that's sitting.
Yep.
Let's just double check ourselves to make sure that there's nothing that we can do to beat it. So I'm just going to change the shaft. So on the app here.
Yep.
If I select steel and press the little pencil in the top right corner, it brings up kind of like a bit of an order of how the app's feeling that you should go.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're just going to try that 105 in the second place.
Yep.
So a fraction heavier.
Yep.
Just to see if that makes makes any difference at all.
And in terms of what my swing is doing at the moment, what's that? Ball speed 124, carry 173 on that last one. Spin number there. All right, we're not too worried about the spin numbers that much because these are range balls as such.
Yeah,
6,000 spin is.
it depends. The thing is, because it depends on the range ball as well.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say at the minute. The fact that you're getting that ball speed off of it is not usually a good sign.
Yep.
And obviously we know we hit your one first.
Yep.
And a good one was kind of just a little bit below that. So we know that in relative terms, if we can comparing, your clubs to these clubs based on the golf balls that we've got,
Yep.
there is a gain, which is great.
And in terms of swing speed, I haven't really asked about the numbers for today and what I'm doing. Is my swing speed currently looking like a regular? Is it still quite fast? Or
There's two sides of it. There's the first side, which is like how quick you are in transition.
Yep.
And then the second bit is how you are total.
Yep.
So my question back would be, when you swing your one and now you're swinging this one, is there one of the other that feels easier to swing or easier to hit golf shots with? Without getting too down that route of getting too technical, let's use like the feel and the performance as well. Like I think that's always quite important. It's very easy to get lost in the numbers.
Yep.
I would say visually it's quite fast.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, if you can control it, I could give you an extra stiff, and if you're controlling it, and it's consistent and it's performing, it'd be, why not?
That makes sense. Yep. Left that club face wide open.
And this is where it kind of gets interesting, is like, is there a shaft that I give you that makes it easier to hit that shot? That might be the answer as well. Like what we might find is as that shaft gets heavier, it's encouraging you to
open the club face.
To leave the club face open, because because of the weight of it.
Yep.
You're not having that control to bring it back round to hit it straighter. So
sense.
that's another part of it as well. Like, we've got to take into that. At the end of the day, if we can improve your bad shot, we're going to improve your golf.
That's it, and that's what we want to do. I can feel this feels heavier.
Yeah.
As I'm swinging it. Oh my God, Kev, come on. That was a nice one.
For me, though, 1 in 5 isn't as good as what we had before.
I agree. Yeah. And
hit one more, and then we'll try another.
Yep. Yeah, I think
I've seen enough of that.
In my head, I agree. Preferred the feel of the lighter one.
With the weight in the back of your mind, let's confirm that. Let's go as light as I can give you.
Okay.
Which is also then changing it from steel into graphite.
Got ya. Which I've never ever hit a graphite iron.
Perfect, that's why you're here.
Yeah.
Try these things out, you never know.
Exactly.
You never know. Perfect.
Lovely. What's this one?
So that is a Recoil Dart 75.
Okay.
So it's lighter than that KBS Tour Light and stiff. It's still in a stiff flex.
Yep.
But we're just now going to see whether by taking that weight out, does that help you control that club coming back in?
Makes sense.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, we're trying to find a set that's best suited to your golf swing.
Yep.
Not the other way around. This one's ½ inch longer.
½ inch, perfect.
½ inch longer, and the lie angle I've actually gone the other way. I've gone 2 degrees upright.
Okay.
So you've obviously told me that the bad shot is out to the right. So I've made that upright to make sure that if you are going to do that, it's definitely you doing it and not the golf club.
Perfect. That felt pretty nice initially, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, so again, I know I've pulled that one, but that was such an easy swing.
So there'll be a point where, whether the golf club gets too heavy or the golf club gets too light, that you find it difficult to control or to find target, which is the important bit when you're out on the golf course.
That makes sense.
So we're kind of we've done the heavier side, albeit only a little bit heavier, but we only went a little bit heavier, and straight away you didn't like it, so I'm not going to go heavier anymore.
No, it makes sense.
Lovely. How's that?
I like it. I'm not a fitting expert, and I'm not a PGA professional. I'm just a normal golfer. But from what you read or see online and stuff like that, you think, okay, I've got a pretty quick swing speed, a club head speed. From what I know, a lighter shaft shouldn't be perhaps where I'm going towards. But instantly, the 2 lighter ones have felt so much easier to control and so much easier to swing compared to when I went heavier.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I mean, it's not to say technology nowadays is so much better than what it was. I mean, if you look at somebody last week contending the Masters, he had a set of graphite shafts in the bag. That was Bryson DeChambeau, one of the longest players in the world.
Yeah, Yeah, yeah.
It's got a set of graphite irons. So that's not to say that graphite is no good. It's just suited to individual people, the same as like different flexes and different weights, and it's just a different composition, but it's what works the best.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure yet whether this works better than the first one we tried.
Yep.
But I mean, hit a couple more, and then it's kind of up. It's kind of on you a little bit, but it's certainly a better option than that slightly heavier shaft.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
Okay. Thin, but again, I controlled the club face. I've gone back to doing that again. I'm getting away with it.
Not quite got the strike.
No,
not quite got the strike. So for me, I think my vote will be in that first one we tried.
Yep, that makes sense.
I think. Now the interesting thing is the first one I gave you.
Yep.
Is actually an inch longer.
Oh, okay.
Not to say you need the full inch.
Yep.
But the last one you tried was ½ inch, and typically we were getting that bottom thin strike. So it could be that we could be looking at maybe 3/4.
Yep, that makes sense.
What do you feel about the lie angle? So the lie angle's set at 2 up.
Yeah.
Do you think that's maybe a bit too much, or do you think?
I don't think so. I think that maybe it's at the limit of where I'd feel comfortable going, but in my mind, 2 degrees, like my crap golf swing is going to be doing so much more than 1 or 2 degrees here or there.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I think if you've got some reservations about it, I think going 1 would be the sensible option. I mean, straight away, strike on that is so much better.
That's a joke.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. To think that I've just thinned 4 to 5 in a row and then adding that extra ½ an inch back. Not even that one's getting away with it.
You are gripping it like right at the end as well. So I think, I'm happy with going an inch longer.
Yeah. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Instantly, the difference that has made, the combination of ½ an inch longer, slightly heavier shaft, 2 degrees upright. Yeah. Yeah, I think that feels the best out of everything we've hit, and we've kind of come back to it.
Yeah?
Yep.
Cool. So, I've just changed a couple of these bits in here. So we'll press next, which will take us through to the set configuration. So what have you currently got in your bag, or what are you looking from a set configuration point of view?
From pitching wedge to 5.
Pitch to 5, no problem. So this will let us tick and untick what we offer. So like, for example, we don't do a 2-iron in Dynapower forged or a sandwich, so you can't tick it. So it's quite cool. It just helps us when we're kind of forwarding this on to, to get the order placed. It just helps us speed it all up. So this is the grip selection. So a bit what I mentioned at the start. You can scroll through here and basically select whichever looking grip you want, and then we've got the option to add wraps of tape at the bottom here. So what sort of grip there takes your fancy?
To be honest, I'm a pretty standard kind of guy.
So the one on there is the Lampkin 360. That's in grey. We've got the Golf Pride Z cord.
Yeah.
Which is this one.
Yeah, something like that one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'd be fine with this, actually. Yeah.
Lampkin 360. And you said four layers you are.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom here, we've got additional comments and instructions. So what I'm going to put here, a cool thing that we do is we pop your name on the shaft band.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to pop that on there. Press done, and the final one, it just gives us a build sheet, so it just summarises everything that we've done. Head, configuration, shaft, length, fly, grip size, what grip, wraps, logo position, which doesn't matter because we're on a 360 grip, and then the additional comments. So I press save now, and what happens now is the build sheet gets sent to my email account. It saves it locally on my phone, so you'll be on my home screen. And more importantly, it's your spec now gets uploaded into the algorithm. So where we've made a couple of changes to length and lie, that AI algorithm is now going to relearn your fitting, and what you might find is if we then did this again at the end of the year, it might then not recommend you standard length 1 flat. It might actually recommend 1 inch longer, 2 up, because it's learned that somebody your height, your wrist to floor, your swing characteristics that the sensor's picked up needs that and not what it was before. So it kind of constantly relearn. And we have started to notice a difference already, and it's only been live since the beginning of the year. So, yeah, good job.
Fantastic. Thanks so much. That's brilliant.
No problem.
Cheers, Dan.
I thought it was interesting how the AI suggested a standard length and 1 degree flat lie angle,
And yet, through the intervention of Dan the fitting coach, I ended up with 3/4 of an inch longer and 2 degrees upright. I think that highlights as a key point, the AI system isn't there to replace the club fitter, rather just narrow down the potential range of choices for the golfer and hopefully speed up the process. Now, if golf manufacturers can speed up the fitting process, then they can squeeze more fittings in per day and ultimately sell more golf clubs. But I'm not a total cynic, and I can see the benefits of using an AI system like this one to help remove some of the guesswork and the choices for both the golfer as well as the club fitter. But I don't think that all golfers are the same. Some will like the fact that a trained AI will be taking some of the guesswork away from the fitter, but equally, I think plenty of golfers would rather trust the experience and the knowledge of the human fitter. I don't think that club fitters have to worry about their jobs anytime soon, but I can certainly see a use case for AI helping with the fitting process. Perhaps in the future we'll get to the point where AI would be able to factor in both the dynamic data of your swing, like the Wilson system currently does, as well as combining it with the shot data from TrackMan, and then use both those sets of data to actually help with the fitting. But we're certainly not there yet. And let's not forget, as great as AI can be, it's far from perfect. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to support my channel more, make sure you hit the subscribe button and sign up for my monthly Golf Deals newsletter. Links are down in the description below. And if you've ever wondered how an average golfer, like me, would get on being fit for a set of blades, then check out this video right here.